If you did not see our teaching on Genesis 1 verse 1, make sure you go back and watch it first. Before we dive into today's lesson, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. This really helps us grow and continue bringing you powerful teachings. Our aim is to walk with you through the entire Bible verse by verse from Genesis all the way to Revelation. Lecture: Out of the Void, Genesis 1 verse 2. Opening scripture: And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. Genesis 1 verse 2. Part 1. The void before creation. The verse tells us, the earth was without form and void. Before any creation, there is formlessness. In your life, this is the state of nothing happening, the barren period when your world looks empty. Maybe your finances are void. Maybe your relationships are without form. Maybe your health feels like darkness covering the deep. That void is not punishment. It is the stage before creation. Neville would say, you cannot bring forth the new man until you put off the old. Every desire begins in emptiness. The void is the womb of creation. Part 2. The darkness of ignorance. The verse continues, darkness was upon the face of the deep. Darkness here is not evil. It is ignorance, not knowing your true creative power. When you believe life is happening to you instead of through you, you are in darkness. When you blame people, circumstances, or fate, you are in darkness. But hear me, darkness is not permanent. It is the canvas upon which light appears. Part 3. The Spirit moves. And the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. The waters represent the subconscious mind, the deep reservoir of life. The Spirit is imagination stirring, desire awakening. Think of it. You are in a dark place, but suddenly a thought arises, what if I could be more? What if I could have that job? What if I could live healed, loved, free? That stirring is the Spirit moving upon the waters. It is the beginning of creation. Desire is not to be suppressed. It is God's Spirit in motion. Neville said, your desire is God telling you what you already are. Part 4. A practical story. Let me give you an illustration. A woman once told Neville she was lost in financial darkness. No form, no structure, just debt. But in that void, she heard the Spirit stirring. I am wealthy. I am free. She dared to imagine checks arriving, debts cleared, abundance flowing. She held to it, though nothing in the outer confirmed it. Slowly, things shifted. An old investment paid off. A relative returned money she'd forgotten she lent. A job offer came. The void became form. That is Genesis 1 verse 2 lived out. Part 5. How it applies to you. Let's bring this home. Where in your life is there formlessness? Where is there void? Where does darkness cover the deep? Do not despise the void. Do not curse the darkness. Instead, recognize, this is the womb. And if you will allow your imagination to move, if you will feel the desire as already real, the Spirit will bring order out of chaos. Part 6. Guided imagination exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the area of your life that feels void. Don't resist it, see it as it is. Now, feel within you the stirring of Spirit, the desire for something new. If it is health, hear a friend say, you look wonderful, so strong. If it is love, feel the warmth of being cherished. If it is success, imagine signing the contract, receiving the congratulations. Hold that feeling. That is the Spirit moving upon the waters. Open your eyes. The outer may still look void, but creation has begun. Part 7. The Law of Assumption in Genesis. Genesis 1 verse 2 is the law of assumption in poetic form. The void is the old state. Darkness is ignorance of your creative power. The Spirit moving is assumption, the choice to feel the new state real. And from there, let there be light follows naturally. Creation begins the moment you assume the end. Part 8. Closing reflection. So tonight, if your world feels formless, do not despair. If it feels void, rejoice. For the Spirit of God is stirring. Your imagination is the very breath of God moving upon the deep. Creation always begins in the void. But remember, the void is not the end. It is the beginning. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. Closing thought. Wherever you find the void in your life, see it as holy ground. That is where the Spirit moves. That is where creation begins.